Firstly, get to adjustment layers and drop top of 2 clips. The first half is 45 seconds, the second is 25. Drop a replicate effect and set the count to 3. This creates a 3x3 look. Now, drop for mirror effect and play with it to mirror every frame smoothly. For the transition, we have to use the transform effect on the second layer. Uncheck the use composition shutter angle option. Zoom in 300%. This will fill up the screen with the middle frame. Toggle the animation on position, and at the first frame create a keyframe. In frame 32, 2 frames before and 1 after the cut, and 1 for the end. In frame 32, move the position a bit right. In frame 70, move to the left image. Frame 73 moves to the right image. Set the shutter angle option to 360 for the most amount of motion blur. Now play around with the Bezier curve and the ease in and out option. Apply the default transition between the 2 clips. The effect is a bit lower quality than the clip. If required, we can smooth it out by duplicating the clips and nest together with all of the effect layers. The clips and the effects have to be a bit longer, like 10 or 15 frames, at the start and the end. On the nested sequence, apply the default transition. I recommend doing lastly this step when you are satisfied with the transition. Use some lens distortion to give some shape to the effect. You can create another adjustment layer for that, or you can take this after the transform effect. Now you understand the basic concept. I will show you how I created some of the effects. Here are the timestamps. Create the keyframes in the same positions. In frame 32, move the position to the right bottom side a bit. In frame 70, move to the top left image. Frame 73 moves to the right bottom image. The last go the same as frame 70. The second clip is flipped. Let's rotate it 180 degrees. And do the same settings as before. This is only 16 by 5 frame long. Cut down 5 frames at the start. This effect requires 3 adjustment layers. Create a keyframe at the start, in frame 30, 1 frame before and after the cut, and 1 for the end. In frame 54, set the scale to 300%, and the last frame too. Go to the second layer. Create a keyframe at the start and in frame 43. Set the scale from 300 to 200%. Keep the scale 200% to the end of the first clip. After, set it to 100. Create rotation keyframes at the start, the end, and in frame 30. In frame 30, rotate it -10 degrees. Rotate the last frame 360 degrees. Use the Bezier curve to give some movement to it. Here I use random movements with variable frequency. We get back for the right bottom to left top effect. The first half is the same as what you have already seen. The second to last keyframe has to go to the right top side. And the last is the left bottom side. If you want convex lens distortion, after the distortion effect, you have to use a transform effect to rematch the image. These only work with the 16:9 ratio and 60 fps. The presets are accurate, not like in the tutorial section. You don't have to worry about any artifacts. You can download them for free in the description. Open Premiere and go to the FX tab. Right-click on Presets and import presets. And choose the file. Some of them are 16:5 frames long. Create 3 adjustment layers. Drop the base on the first layer. Drop the main effect on the secondary and the lens distortion on the third. The zoom sets requires 2 layers for the main effect.